Hey folks, Quill18 here, bringing you another audio commentary slash tutorial on League of Legends. This time I'm going to be showing off my absolute favorite character, Blitzcrank. He's the one I've got the most experience with, and the one I tend to find the most fun. Now I tend to play Blitzcrank a little bit differently than what I tend to see online in the guides or what the other players are doing, and I'm not going to say that it's some secret magic trick that will guarantee you victory. It's the way I play him, and it works for me. And that's what counts, I guess. Well, you'll have to see what that's like. Right here, starting in the lane, I've got a Mordekaiser on my team, and we're up against a Mordekaiser and a Soroka. And I don't have a lot of experience playing against a Mordekaiser, and quite early on here, I take a little bit extra damage because I don't really know what to expect with him. And he's, as I've discovered, he's quite hard to harass. So that didn't work out so well, and we start off kind of behind, me and my partner. We've both taken a lot of damage, we've both wasted our flashes. Well, not wasted, had to use it to survive, but we're definitely behind, we're kind of pinned against our tower, so we're going to do what we can. Now, I start with the Power Fist move, which is, I know, very unusual. A lot of people like to start with the grab, but I like to start with the Power Fist because it's useful for last hitting right off the beginning, and I find that when you do the ambush in the bushes, having the double damage hit plus the knock-up is just as useful as doing the grab pull move. Just in my experience, especially if you've comboed it with an exhaust, it's going to work out to a pretty similar amount, but you don't use as much mana. And then, of course, at level 2, and then I get my grab. And then you've got the good lethal combination of the grab plus Power Fist. And at that point, you haven't wasted that much mana on the grabs without a Power Fist, because grab is very expensive to cast, whereas a Power Fist is not. So you can afford to cast several Power Fists at level 1, and you still have plenty of juice for your combo later on. So if you've been watching, you see that we've done several grabs on Mordekaiser and Soroka to try to get some harassment and a kill. And there, if I had been a little more aggressive, we would have been able to get a kill on Mordekaiser. But I was hesitating because I started the fight at about a third health, and I didn't want to overcommit. And that was a mistake. But we're soon going to rectify, I believe, with our first kill of the game. Oh, maybe not. But we're going to hit her some more. So at this point, we haven't exactly turned the tides. We were pushed against the tower there, but that's because Mordekaiser was away, and as soon as he's back, they're back to harassing the crap out of us, and once again pushing us back to the tower. Everyone's level 6 now, and there still haven't been any kills or deaths, but we're doing our best. Again, whenever possible, I try to grab and pull into a tower for that extra bit of damage, but I keep rediscovering that Mordekaiser is so hard to harass because of his shield. I pull him into the tower, he takes a hit, and he's still at full health. There, I barely missed the grab on Soroka. A lot of times, you can't be afraid to fail with a grab on Blitz. You've got to go for the risky ones sometimes, the ones that are unlikely to succeed, because while a lot of times they will fail, when they do work out, they're really, really worth it. And of course, sometimes you're going to fail the ones that seem really easy, so you kind of have to balance it out with the blind hits. As long as you've got the mana to spend on it, give it a try from time to time. Even do a complete blind grab into the bushes sometimes works out. And I think you may see one soon. I don't know if I try one here. No, because Mordekaiser got away. But I was probably thinking about it. Oh, here we go on Soroka. Do I get it? Well, we finally take one down. But I don't think we're going to be able to get Mordekaiser here, although, perhaps. So if you've been paying attention to the items at the bottom of the screen, you can probably guess what I'm building to. I always start the game with the Sapphire Crystal, which gives you extra mana, which I like to have around for the grab. I find I don't need a ton of mana regen, but having the higher max mana sort of compensates for not having the mana regen. Plus, more importantly, it builds into a Sheen. Generally speaking, on my first trip back to town, I like to complete a Sheen and buy some Boots of Speed. Unfortunately, because of the way this game was going, I wasn't able to last hit enough, plus I was getting harassed too hard, so I had to make a trip back to town early, and I didn't have quite enough money. That was a risky grab there, but it was all to pull everyone out of position so that my Mordekaiser, who was hiding in the bush, could jump out, and I think maybe get a kill. He's trying hard. Yes, there it goes. Yes, there. So yeah, so this time I didn't have quite enough money to get the whole combo, so I ended up buying the Boots of Speed, and I was able to buy the Ability Power Book, which is another component of Sheen. Sheen is a key power for Blitzcrank, like many characters, because that double damage is quite potent, but what's really nice about it is the double damage from a Sheen kicks in when you do a Power Fist, which equals out to just one giant punch. Now, it doesn't double twice, it's more kind of like a triple damage thing, but that's still pretty good. That once you get your Sheen, you've got a lot of burst damage, and you can start to become a real threat. Until then, Blitzcrank doesn't really hit that hard. He's mostly about trying to set up a kill for someone else. Yeah, again, that Mordekaiser's just so hard to hit kill, especially with the Soroka there healing him. I mean, we pulled him into a tower, and he's still at 100% health. And whereas me and my partner are forced to recall back. Actually, I think I stick around to try to soak up a little bit of XP, just to make sure none of it goes to waste. Now I've got a Zillion nearby, and my Mordekaiser's come out as well, so we may be able to organize something. I'm a little leery because I'm low on health, but I'm going to come out and do a punch anyway. And I think we're able to combo that into at least one kill. We may be able to do a second one here. No, oh, I'm really low. Luckily, my shield protects me a little bit, and I escape with 34 health. Miraculously, I don't know how that happened. You know, it's interesting, when you have a favorite character and you're used to playing him, you're usually used to feeling pretty confident with him. You feel like you're kind of a pro with him, and maybe when you lose, you think, well, I played well, it's because so-and-so didn't do a good job, and that sort of complacency is not very good, because you don't tend to learn. And I gotta admit, I feel like that a lot when I play Blitzcrank. You know, if I'm dying, it's because my partners weren't putting out enough damage or weren't aggressive enough, so when I was putting myself at risk, they were just letting me die. And it's quite nice to watch these videos, because when I'm doing it, I'm realizing all the little flaws and mistakes I'm making, the times when I'm not being aggressive enough, the times when I've become too aggressive, and hopefully I can improve things. And this game's a good example of that. In some ways, I could come out and say I had a flawless game, and in other ways, I did quite miserably and let my partners down. You guys will have to judge the final outcome. But here we're going to try to spring a trap on some people that have become a little too aggressive coming after our tower. I'm able to punch Soroka, she goes down. Now their Mordekaiser was going after a Twisted Fate, but I'm able to pull him away, and I think we can finish him off here, finally. Took a lot of effort, but he went down. Yeah, our Twisted Fate was virtually dead. It's a miracle that it survived. I guess I got that grab off at just the right time. I guess I'm going to come out here to try to come after Severe, or the Zillion. As long as they stick around, we may be able to organize something. I am low on mana, but I got enough for one grab or one punch. Where's everyone gone? Tristana's just across the way. I think we may try to spring the trap on Zillion, yeah. But I think, yeah, he gets away. And we loop back here to catch a Sivir, but she's disappeared somewhere, so we're just going to go and push the tower. Blitzcrank is listed as a tank, and I do certainly try to play him as sort of an initiator slash tank. That is to say, I do try to start the fights, but he's not as tough as some of the other people. He's not as tough as Rammus, certainly, or Alistair, or Shogoff, or anything like that. So you have to play him a little bit more cautiously. You do the grab, get in a couple of hits, some stuns, maybe drop your ultimate as an AoE, and then you want to move away pretty quickly, because it doesn't take that much effort to get down. Now, your mana shield will save you from time to time, but again, it's really not that much protection, and you certainly can't count on it. In this game, it definitely saved me from dying a few times, but it's not enough to make you into a tank. So again, my core item build with Blitz is always the Sheen, followed by a pair of boots. A lot of times I get the boots of swiftness, or even the boots of mobility from time to time. Just because you need that speed, I feel, to chase, to get off those grabs, to get off those punches, and to escape. It really helps out. Sometimes I do get the Mercury Treads or the Ninja Tabby, but I almost always get the speed boots. Especially because I love the way it combos with his overdrive, which I'll talk about in a moment. So the Sheen, the boots of speed of some kind, and then after that it starts to open up quite a bit. If I have another tank on my team, I will generally build a Triforce at that point, because, you know, Sheen is good on Blitz, so building up to the Triforce just buffs it up a little bit more. The slowing effect of the Phage is certainly extraordinarily valuable. In fact, everything that a Triforce gives you is great, and it turns you into a much more aggressive character. You're in an excellent position to get in some kills, and you sort of straddle the line between a carry, a tank, an initiator. You don't want to take too many hits yourself, but you can sure